So good afternoon, everyone. In last lecture, we have seen what is meant by static overcurrent relay, what is meant by numerical relay. Actually, while performing practicals, you will understand the difference between this static relay and your numerical relay. Okay, so actually, how what is the difference between them? The important difference is this static relay is fastly operating than your electromechanical relay, and when you consider the numerical relay, it operates again very fastly. Okay, so it is very simple and it is microprocessor based relay. Then we have seen the differential relay, means we started only this point, that is the differential relay. So here in differential relay, what is meant by this differential relay? Now its name itself, it's saying that some difference is there. Okay, some difference is there. Then what is the difference and in which quantities there is a difference? Okay, so we'll see one by one again. So here in differential relay, it is the most positive in selectivity and in action. Okay, means whatever for the protection purpose, when we are considering the transmission lines, or when we are considering the protection of any equipment, means that may be the generator protection, transformer protection, motor protection. So if we consider the equipment protection, so for finding the internal faults, we can use this differential relay. Okay, so it is most positive in selectivity and in action, means it operates very fastly. Okay, then it operates on the principle of comparison between the phase angle and magnitudes of the two or more similar electrical quantities. Means here we are taking the uh, phasor difference. Okay, we are taking here the phasor difference. Phasor difference means you already know what is the phasor difference. So what is phasor difference? So here the phasor difference means it is simply you have to consider here the two phases. Okay, here you have to consider the two phases. This is one phase, this is another phase. Okay, and if there is some difference, means some angle, that is considered as a phi. Okay, so if you are considering here the current, okay, so these currents can be different, that is I1 or I2. So there may be difference in current, difference in voltage, etc. Okay, so that is called here the phasor difference. So here the comparison between the phase angle and magnitudes of the two or more similar electrical quantities, means here we are considering the magnitudes of these two electrical quantities and the phase angle. Okay, so by comparing this we can this by comparing these quantities, this differential relay operates. Okay, for example, if we are considering the current, okay, when we are considering one line, transmission line, okay, so suppose this is the length of your transmission line and some current is entering here. Okay, some equipment is connected here in between that. Some what current? Suppose this I1 is the current entering this equipment, and I2 is the current leaving that. Okay, leaving is the leaving current. So whatever will be the difference between these two currents, that is I1 and I2. Okay, so that current will be measured, and when that difference will be there, if any fault will occur, then we can say that there is a difference between this incoming current and outgoing current. But if there is a normal condition, okay, means if no any fault is occurred there, then current, this entering current is equal to outgoing current. There means no current, means no extra current or less current will flow through this equipment there. Okay, so this difference is taken, that's why it is called the differential relay. Okay, now when there will be some difference between these two quantities, means suppose the entering current I1, okay, I1 is some having different quantity, and this I2 is having somewhat different quantity, means these two currents are not equal to each other. It means that some fault is occurred in this equipment. Okay, so when the current entering that equipment and leaving the equipment is same, it means that there is no fault. But if that current is different, means if there is a difference between any two quantities, then this relay will operate. Okay, so when this differential relay operates, when there is a difference between two quantities. Okay, so if this I1 is not equal to I2, then your differential relay will operate here. Okay, this relay will operate. And when the relay operates, what it does? When any relay operates, it gives signal to the circuit breaker for opening of circuit. Okay, so when this relay senses the fault, because due to the fault only, as the fault is occurred, that's why these two currents are unequal. Okay, so means that fault current is flowing through the equipment, means some fault is occurred, so it is sensed by the relay, and this relay gives signal for the circuit breaker to the circuit breaker for tripping, means for disconnecting the circuit. Okay, means disconnecting the faulty section there. Okay, so a differential relay is defined as the relay that operates when the phasor difference of two or more similar electrical quantities exceeds the predetermined amount. Okay, so means if there is some phase difference. Okay, so actually we can say that if we are connecting one equipment, it means that some current, it will take some current, but that difference will be small. Okay, there will be difference, but that difference will be very small. Okay, so that is called the predetermined value. But above that value, if the difference increases above the predetermined value, if the difference between these two currents increases, then your relay will operate there. Okay, so this is the differential relay. We'll see the diagram, then you will understand. First, there are some types of differential relays. The first type is the current balance differential relay. Okay, and remember this differential relay is mainly used for the equipment protection. Okay, means for protecting transformers, alternators, etc. We are using these relays. So when we'll see the equipment protection, in that chapter we'll see this relay. Everywhere we are using the differential relay there. Okay, means how actually the current is flowing, different current is flowing, and how that faulty current is flowing there. Okay, so in this chapter we are seeing only the overview of what are the types of relays and how actually they are operating. But when we'll see the applications, then you'll understand how actually these can be operated. Okay, so here there are three types of these differential relays. First is the current balanced differential relay. So current balance means again that current means incoming current and outgoing current should be balanced there. Then biased differential relay or percentage differential relay. So here actually whatever difference of that fault current, it is also we can call the overcurrent type of relay, but we are mentioning this in terms of percentage. Okay, in terms of percentage, that's why it is called the percentage differential relay. Okay. Then third one is the voltage balance differential relay. Voltage balance differential relay means here again, just like the current, here we are considering the two differential quantities as voltage. Okay. So here voltage is considered, and the difference between two voltages are considered there, and when that difference increases, then your relay operates there. Okay. So here we have seen the differential relay means if there is a difference between any two quantities and the phase angle, then your relay will operate there. Okay. Then we'll see the first relay, that is the current balance differential relay. Okay. So this is current balance differential relay. Current balance differential relay means what? Here you can see here one alternator winding is given. Okay. Alternator winding is there. So this is the load side and this is ground side. Okay. Load is connected here. So before the load means we have to protect the alternator, means we have to connect this differential relay in this nearest to the alternator winding, means where actually or which part actually you want to protect, there only you should connect your relay. We have seen that because when any fault will occur, the nearest one should operate there. Okay, nearest one should operate very fastly. So that is a relay and also the circuit breaker. That is your first condition. Okay, so in this current balance differential relay, you can see there is alternator winding, and near to this winding, here we want to protect this part. Therefore, here the two current transformers are there. These are the two CTs. Okay, this is also CT1 and this is CT2. So these two current transformers are connected in series. Okay, these two current transformers are connected in series here. So you can see the current direction here. So here if you consider the CT1, its ratio is 200:1. 200:1 means this is your primary current, that is 200 ampere, and this is 1 ampere is your secondary current, means that much current we can measure. Okay, so this is the function of CT, means it lowers the level of current, okay, to the measurable value, means we can measure this 1 ampere. So this is your primary current, that is 200 ampere, and 1 ampere is your secondary current. Similarly, to the another side of this alternator also, one CT is placed, which is also having the same ratio, that is 200:1. Okay, 200:1. Now you can see when the two current transformers, okay, when two current transformers are connected in series, okay, in series, that time when there is a normal current flowing through the circuit. Okay, normal current is flowing through the circuit, means your circuit is under the normal operating condition, means there is no any fault. Okay, if there is no any fault, then what will happen? This is your, one more thing is, this is your operating coil. Okay, operating coil means what? When this coil will operate, now every relay has operating coil. We have seen there is a restraining coil and one is the operating coil. Okay, so when we consider the electromechanical relays, then we are considering one operating coil is there. Okay, so operating whatever current will flow through this operating coil, okay, then your relay will operate there. Okay, then only your relay will operate. Now here you can see that if we consider this as a CT1, then current is flowing, that is 5 ampere. Okay, current flowing through the circuit is 5 ampere. Now, at this node, there is no any drop in the current, or there is no any increase also. Okay, there is no any increase also. So, when current of 5 ampere will flow through this node, okay, the same value of current is at the another end. It means that there is no difference between these two currents. Means whatever be the incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Okay, incoming current is equal to outgoing current, and the same current is flowing through the CT secondary, right? So at this node also there is a same condition. Okay, means incoming current is equal to outgoing current. Okay, incoming current is equal to outgoing current. It means that there is a normal working condition. And if the incoming current is equal to outgoing current, will there be any current flowing through this operating coil? Yes or no? Will any current flow in the coil, in the operating coil, if there is no difference between these two currents? Yes? Hello? Will any current flow in the operating coil? Yes or no? Yes or no? Pratijna? Pratijna? Revti? All of you understand? Yes or no? Okay. So if the current is same, means incoming current is equal to outgoing current here, then no current will flow through this operating coil. Okay, no current will flow through the operating coil here. This is your normal working condition. Okay, this is your normal working condition. So I hope everyone noted this diagram. All of you noted this diagram? Okay. So here what is given under normal operating conditions, suppose the alternator winding carries a normal current of 1000 ampere. Okay. Means this alternator winding is carrying current of 1000 ampere. Okay. It is carrying current of 1000 ampere. This is its normal current carrying capacity. Okay. But when the two currents in the secondaries of cities, then the currents in the city secondaries are equal. Okay, are equal, and these currents will merely circulate between the two cities, and no current will flow through the differential relay. Okay, suppose there is coil of this 1000 ampere. Okay, 1000 amperes. Then the difference between these two currents will be same. It means that there will not be any faulty section, and means this relay uh, at this condition your relay will be inoperative. Inoperative means it cannot operate there. Okay. Now, if a ground fault occurs on the alternator winding, okay, if a ground fault occurs on the alternator winding, the two secondary currents will not be equal. Okay, if any fault is occurring, okay, here we are considering the ground fault, or you can say the earth fault here. Okay, so if this fault occurs, earth fault occurs on the alternator winding, the two secondary currents will not be equal. Okay, means these two currents, whatever currents we have seen, I1 and I2. Okay, these currents will not be equal, and the current flows through the operating coil of the relay. Okay, so the current will flow through the operating coil of relay, causing the relay to operate. Okay, means if there is normal working condition, then the current flowing through the operating coil is equal to 0 ampere. But when any fault will occur, that may be the ground fault or any other type of fault will occur in the system or in that winding or in any equipment, then the difference between these two currents will be there, means the same current will not flow. Okay, means suppose this is 5 ampere, incoming current is 5 ampere, outgoing is 5 ampere, so this condition will not be there. There will be some difference between the current. Okay, so if that current changes, okay, means if the fault occurs and current changes and the fault occurs, we are saying that then only your relay will operate, means it gives signal to the circuit breaker for opening the switches. Okay, so here again, here we have seen when the two currents are given and both are same, means incoming current is equal to outgoing current. When these two currents are same, there is no fault current, means current through the operating coil is equal to 0 ampere, and your relay will not operate at this condition. But when you are considering or if any fault is occurring, then what happens actually? Okay, so here you can see this diagram one shown here. Again, the two CTs are there to the two sides of this alternator winding. Okay, two CTs are connected and both are connected in series, and across this one operating coil is there. Okay, when this coil operates, can anyone tell me when the coil operates? Under faulty condition or under normal condition? Yes, under fault condition, yeah, under normal condition. Okay, now tell me the current flowing through this restraining coil is equal to 7.5 ampere. Then tell me, can I say the fault is occurred? Yes. Can we say that fault is occurred if there is some difference between the two currents? Yes. So here we can see that here at the below side, here the incoming current is 2.5 ampere and outgoing current is 10 ampere. Or if you consider this upper node, then here also the incoming current is 10 ampere and outgoing current is 2.5 ampere. Okay, so whatever be the difference between these currents will flow through this operating coil. Okay, through this operating coil. This is called the operating coil. Okay, it is called the operating coil. Okay, so here you can observe that the 7.5 ampere current, 7.5 ampere current is flowing through this operating coil or restraining coil. It means that here some fault is occurred. Okay, it means that some fault is occurred here. So here you can see the ground fault is there. Okay, ground fault is there. Some fault is occurred, means some current is flowing through this. It's a operating coil. Okay. Now here one current is incoming and other one is outgoing. So as per the symbols, so we just subtracted this 10 minus 2.5. That means the 7.5 ampere current will flow through this operating coil. Okay. Now if we consider here the two cases, again 10 ampere current is there and another is 5 ampere, but just see the directions. Okay, so see the directions. So here the incoming current is 5 ampere, incoming current is 5 ampere, and again this 10 ampere current, that is outgoing current, outgoing current is 10 ampere. Okay, outgoing current is 10 ampere here. So uh, sorry, incoming current is 10 ampere and 5 ampere, and the outgoing current is 15 ampere, because there will be addition here. Both currents are incoming, so their addition will flow through this operating coil, that is the 15 ampere. Total current flowing through this coil is 15 ampere. And here actually the current of this coil is given, that is 500 ampere and 2000 ampere. Okay, 2000 ampere, and for them the direction is same. Okay, for these two currents the direction will same, means there will be difference of these two currents will be measured here. Okay, so similar to this only. Now there are some disadvantages of this current differential relay. Now in current differential relay, we can say that if some difference of current is flowing through the operating coil, then what happens? Then your relay will start working there. Okay, the relay will start working. But what about the disadvantages? So which are the disadvantages? So here the first disadvantage is the impedance of the pilot cables generally causes a slight distance from the currents at heavy loads. At two ends of the section to be protected. Okay. When we are considering that there are two lines, okay, two lines are there, and whatever coil is considered, uh, here suppose we are considering this coil. Okay, this coil means that this is also called the pilot wire. Okay, it is, this wire is called the pilot wire, means whatever be the difference of current flowing will flow through this. Okay, will flow through this only. Okay, so the impedance of the pilot cable generally uses a slight difference between the currents at the two ends of the section to be protected. So mm, here uh, the current between the two lines, means two sides, will be considered here, means some whatever be the current will flow through this pilot wire, then it will your relay will immediately start operating here. Okay, it depends upon the impedance. Okay, at which value your relay should operate, it depends upon the impedance. Okay, then uh, if the relay is sensitive, then the small differential current flowing through the relay may cause it to operate even under no fault. Okay, so if any fault is not occurred in the system, means only means when we are considering only the normal operating condition, that time your relay will be inoperative. Okay, your relay will be inoperative. But if any fault is occurring, okay, if any fault is occurring, uh, so that time your current will flow through the operating coil. Okay, But these relays are, what is the drawback? These relays are very sensitive. Means if no fault is occurred, okay, there is no any fault. But if due to some reasons, if mm, the current is increased or decreased, likewise, means under normal conditions only, if the current increases or decreases, then also this relay will operate. Means if there is a small change in that current, then your relay will start operating immediately here. Okay, so that is one of the drawback, or we can say the disadvantage of the current differential relay. Okay, then the second disadvantage is accurate matching of current transformers cannot be achieved due to pilot circuit impedance. Okay, so uh, means considering we are considering two cities, right? Two current transformers are connected. Two current transformers are connected at two sides of the equipment or system to be protected. Okay, to be protected. But what is the condition? Accurate matching of current transformers cannot be achieved due to the pilot wire impedance. Means at exact, we cannot say that these current transformers are matched. Okay, current transformers are matched. Uh, because when we are considering this pilot wire, okay, there will be some impedance. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of the current differential relay. Then next point we'll see is the biased differential relay, or it is also called percentage differential relay. Okay, so what is mean by this biased differential relay or percentage differential relay? So you can see the circuit diagram. So in this circuit diagram, just tell me, so this is which type of relay? We have seen the electromechanical relays, right? So which type of relay is this? Yes? Huh? Hello? Am I not audible? So which type of relay is this? Yes? Hello? So just tell me which type of relay is this? We have already seen. Electromechanical, yes or no? Then in electromechanical, which type? In electromechanical, which type? Okay, this is just like it balanced beam type relay. We have seen this beam. There is a restraining coil, operating coil is there. Okay, so here uh, this restraining coil, actually this beam is under normal working conditions. These two contacts are open here. Okay, open, and when actually there is a spring. Okay, there is a spring, and here one spring is there, and this will attract this beam towards the restraining coil only. uh, and when means when the normal current is flowing. Okay, but when uh, there will be fault current, or if fault will occur, then the current flowing through this operating coil will increase, and it will uh, close the contacts of this relay, and the signal will be again sent to the circuit breaker, and your circuit will operate there. Okay, so this is biased differential relay or a percentage differential relay. In our syllabus, actually, in our syllabus, the percentage differential relay is given. Okay, percentage differential relay is given, but if they are asking any one, so you should remember that this biased relay is also called the percentage differential relay. Okay, now here the same principle is used. Okay, that is, the current difference is obtained, but it is in percentage. Now it is in percentage. Okay, so here again we are considering the alternator winding protection. Two CTs means current transformers are connected to the two sides of this alternator. Okay, now again this two CTs are connected in series here. Okay, two CTs are connected in series, and in between them there is a operating coil. Okay, there is a operating coil. So means your relay operation totally depends upon this operating coil. Okay, so here you can see one restraining coil is there and one operating coil is here. So we'll see how the difference is achieved actually. So so here you can consider this. It is given that this percentage differential relay or biased differential relay is designed to operate on the differential current. Okay, on the differential current in terms of its fractional relation to the current flowing through the protective section. Okay, the difference between these two currents will be considered, but in terms of its fractional relation. Okay, now it is essentially an overcurrent balanced beam type relay with an additional restraining coil. Okay, means one restraining coil is added here. Okay, we can change the number of windings, and by changing that we can change the spring tension also. Okay, in this restraining coil actually there is a spring. Okay, there is a spring, and by changing these windings we can change the force. Okay, that is called the bias force. Okay, so here the restraining coil produces a bias force in the opposite direction to the operating force. Okay, means actually when we are considering the normal operating condition. Okay, that time this is a balanced beam. Balanced beam means what? Beam means what? The current flowing through the restraining coil. Okay, and this coil, operating coil, it's same, or we can say that its contacts, these contacts are open here. These contacts are open here, but at that time, this restraining coil force is more than this operating coil. Okay, this restraining coil force is more than the operating coil under normal working conditions. Means these contacts are not closing at this condition. Okay, these contacts are open now. Okay, open now, but when any fault will occur, what happens when any fault will occur? The current flowing through this operating coil increases. Okay, current flowing through the operating coil increases, and this will attract this beam towards the coil. Okay, it will attract the beam towards the coil here, and the relay contacts get closed. Okay, the relay contacts get closed here, and then it is given to the trip circuit, means to the circuit breaker. Okay, so here we'll see under normal and through load conditions, the bias force due to restraining coil is greater than the operating force. Okay, as I told you, this restraining force or bias force is greater than the operating force, because if the operating force is more, then under normal conditions also your relay will operate. Okay, your relay will operate. What we want? We want that if the fault will occur, the current through the operating coil will increase, then only your relay should operate there. Okay, relay should operate. So here here we are considering the normal working condition. So in this condition, your restraining coil is greater than the restraining force is greater than the operating force. Okay, so therefore your relay remains inoperative. Inoperative means your relay will not operate, it will not sense any fault. Okay, it will not sense any fault. But when an internal fault occurs, the operating force exceeds the bias force. Okay, so when your relay will operate, when there will be some internal fault, means if any fault will occur. Okay, if any fault will occur, your operating force will be greater than the restraining force. That time your relay will start operating. Consequently, the trip contacts are closed to open the circuit breaker. Okay, means first relay will sense that, and then it will give signal to the circuit breaker for operation. Okay, or for disconnecting that faulty section. Okay, and now the bias force can be adjusted by varying number of turns of the restraining coil. Okay, so this bias force can be adjusted by varying the number of turns on the restraining coil. So this here more coils are shown. So if we want to change that, we can change. But what happens if we change that? Accordingly, whatever be the force of that restraining coil will also change there. Okay, that will also change. Now the differential current in the operating coil is proportional to I2 minus I1. Okay, it is proportional to I2 minus I1. So you can see the diagram here again. So here you can check two currents are there, I1 and I2. At this upper node, I1 is outgoing and I2 is incoming. Okay, and when we are considering this is the operating coil, this is your operating coil. So through this operating coil, the difference of these two currents will flow. Okay, means if this I2 is incoming positive, then I1 is outgoing, therefore negative. So this I2 minus I1, that will be the final current flowing through this operating coil. Okay, this final current is flowing through the operating coil here. Okay, now this is your restraining coil. Okay, this is the restraining coil. Now the current flowing through the operating coil is proportional to I2 minus I1, means the difference of current will flow. Then the equivalent circuit in the restraining coil is proportional to the I1 plus I2 divided by 2. Okay, so here uh, the current of this restraining coil is taken as I1 plus I2 divided by 2 because it is connected at the middle of the restraining coil. Okay. Therefore, its average is taken here. Then it is clear that greater the current flowing through the restraining coil, the higher the value of current required in the operating winding to trip the relay. Okay, means if the restraining coil have high current, okay, means it is just there is a spring. Okay, if something is holded by this means that beam is holded by this restraining coil, when the current through the restraining coil is more, okay, when the current in the restraining coil is more, then it will means its spring tension will force that beam to not close the contacts of the relay. Okay, so means more whatever be the force of that restraining coil, more force will be required, more force will be required for the operating coil to start your relay or to activate the relay. Okay, so means more force will be required there. So under a heavy load, the greater differential current through the relay operating coil is required for the operation than under light load conditions. Okay, means the if we are connecting heavy loads, then the more current, more differential current will be required for the operating coil. Okay, so then under the light load. Okay, so this relay is called percentage relay because the operating current required to trip can be expressed as a percentage of load. Okay, so it is expressed as percentage of load. Therefore, it is called the percentage differential relay. Okay. So all of you understood what is this percentage differential relay or a differential relay? समझले का? What is mean by differential relay? Roll number 36, Narayan. Roll number 36, Narayan. समझले का? चैतन्य. संगीता. संगीता पुजारी.
यस मैम.
समझले ना?
हाँ मैम समझ लो.
ओके. स्वप्नाली. स्वप्नाली.
हाँ मैडम.
समझले ना? ओके. So here we have seen the two types. Okay, now last point of our chapter is the line protection. Okay, this line protection means basically it is the transmission line protection. But what is there for the transmission line protection? Actually, its length is too high. Okay, so in 400 600 kilometers that length is there. Okay, and one more thing is that these are open, means these are in direct contact with the atmosphere. Actually, when we are considering any equipment, we can consider the transformer, or if we are considering alternators, motors, so we they are not in direct contact, okay, or at the outside, mostly somewhere they are, but mostly they are inside. But when we are considering these transmission lines, okay, these are lengthy and also outside. So the probability of occurring fault is much higher, because there are some environmental conditions or other natural faults are more there. Okay, then this line protection requires much more protective schemes. Okay, it requires much more protective schemes because it is placed outside. Okay, and these are long transmission lines. That's why it requires more protective schemes, and its cost is also more as compared to other protection schemes. Okay, now the protection of line should have some special features. Okay, so here which are the features? Actually, when we are considering the protection of transmission lines, we cannot use a single relay or a single circuit breaker for the protection of whole transmission line, right? So we are doing the sections. We have seen the zones of protection. So we are doing different sections or different zones, so in which we are placing our relays and circuit breakers, right? So here in that zone, actually how that line should be protected. So here it is given, means some features are there. So first one is the during fault the only circuit breaker closest to the fault point should be tripped. Okay, means if suppose we are considering this as a transmission line. Okay, this as transmission line, and suppose there are again zones. Okay, different zones are there. So if I consider this zone, okay, now one relay is there. Okay, circuit breakers are there. Suppose these are your circuit breakers. Okay, these are your circuit breakers, and this one is your relay. So if some fault is occurring here, okay, if some fault is occurring here, then first, which circuit breaker should operate first? Your nearest circuit breaker should operate here. Okay, if and then what is second thing, or a second feature is that if the circuit breaker closest to the faulty point fails to operate or fails to trip. Okay, means if this circuit breaker fails to trip, then just next to this circuit breaker will trip as the backup. Okay, means after this, which one is there? This second circuit breaker is there. So this second circuit breaker should operate there. Okay, to trip or to disconnect. Okay, to disconnect the faulty section, and it will trip as a backup. Backup means what? If one fails to operate, another will operate immediately. So for its operation, okay, we have seen the time graded protection. Okay, means if one fails, another will operate immediately. Okay, then the operating time of relay associated with protection of line should be as minimum as possible in order to prevent unnecessary tripping of the circuit breakers associated with other healthy parts of the power system. 5 minutes. No, sir, up to don't. Okay. So here means here the operating time means we have seen the relay coordination, just like that operating time of relay associated with protection should be minimum. means if the fault is occurring, your relay should immediately operate there. Okay, your relay should immediately operate. And there are three methods of transmission line protection. Okay, so these are the time graded overcurrent protection, which we have already seen, the time graded overcurrent protection. In that, there are again three types. So which are those? Which are those? Radial protection, then this parallel protection, okay, and ring main protection. Okay, so three types we have seen in the time graded overcurrent protection. Then second is the differential protection, that is we have just seen, means when the difference between two quantities will flow, then your relay will operate there. And the last one is the distance protection. Okay, so we'll see that in the next chapter. So this is our last point, that is the line protection. So we'll see actually what is this line protection, transmission line protection, in our next chapter, that is the distance protection. Okay, so here I declare that our second chapter is over now. In this chapter, we have seen main points, that is the plug setting multiplier and time setting multiplier. Okay, so examples are asked on this also. Okay, so we covered all points here. So for today, we'll stop here. Thank you all. Have a nice day. In next lecture, we'll start the new chapter. Thank you.